That, Mr. Speaker, I would like to yield 3 minutes to my very good friend, distinguished gentleman from Texas, member of the Rules Committee, Mr. Roy.
The gentleman is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank the Speaker. I thank the gentleman from Oklahoma. I never know who I am, whether I'm a right-wing MAGA extremist or a Ron DeSantis supporting rhino. But today, where I am here on the floor, is I would just say this. I cannot agree to vote for a full increase in the debt without any assurance that steps will be taken to reduce the alarming increase in the deficits and the debt. But those aren't my words. Those are Joe Biden's words in October of 1984, when the debt was $1.5 trillion. My colleagues on the other side of the aisle are hiding. They want to hide behind process. What they don't want the American people to know is that this bill has been available since last Wednesday. That of the 20 debt ceiling increases since 2000, only 2 have gone through committee. That H.R. 1 in this bill went through regular order and passed off the floor. That the REINS Act, which is in this bill, in its existing form, passed this very body on a bipartisan basis in 2017. That the spending repeals that we have in this bill are clean cuts, cutting the very things that this body with Democrat control passed with 158 proxy votes in August, calling people back, forcing some of us to have to fly back with the kind of process that we learned to expect under Speaker Pelosi. Instead here, what did we have last night? Yes, we had an agreement late night. You know what that agreement was? Was a recognition of the deal that had already been constructed, which was to say we're going to repeal the god-awful IRA subsidies destroying our economy, which are absolutely going to enrich a handful of corporate America, pushing their green subsidies, enriching themselves, destroying the American economy and energy freedom. That's what we were doing, restoring exactly what agreement had been reached that we had decided last week. The simple fact is the American people don't really care what my Democratic colleagues have to say because it's more of the same scare tactics. They want to say that we're cutting spending to oblivion. Yet the reality is what we're dealing with is if you kept the FY23 defense level spending, last year's defense spending, and add to it the non-defense level of that MAGA extremist Barack Obama, that he proposed in his last budget for fiscal year 24, you get exactly the $1.471 trillion level we are proposing. That is the truth. Proposing pre-COVID non-defense level spending, proposing a defense to match China, proposing the kind of cuts the American people expect us to do in upfront first-year cuts to cut student loans that are unfair to the plumber and making sure that they're biased towards kids who rack up debt, that we're going to make sure that we are increasing our economic productivity by getting rid of the regulatory stranglehold with the regulations that are in the IRA regulations, and that we're going to make sure that we get rid of the COVID spending, the $50 billion of unobligated dollars, in addition to making sure that the American people can carry out their business without constraint from government. In short, we're going to shrink Washington and grow America. The American people are tired of the same. They want us to do our job, and they're tired of Chuck Schumer and President Biden doing absolutely nothing. Republicans in the House are doing our job, and we're going to send this over to the Senate.
The gentleman's time has expired.
I yield back.